right, let's move to Confused in Commerce Township. And Confused says, my husband died about a year ago. I was on the deed with him jointly. I went to go list our home and the realtor says I need to file a new deed. I tried to file the deed with a copy of his death certificate and it was rejected. What do I do now? From Confused in Commerce Township.
Well, deeds have magic language in them, magic legal language. And if you do not have the deed done properly, it can create a whole host of problems for, you know, an intended recipient or somebody who thought that they were an owner of a property. And especially when there's a death. So when you have, I haven't seen the deed, but every day I probably review at least 7 to 10 deeds. You know, people will call, myself and my associates, we use a Dropbox, we tell the people to send it over and we'll take a look at it and see what they're really talking about. So sometimes you know, it's so scary, like you scream, you can't believe what people put together. But here's the thing, when you have a husband and wife, I'm just going to assume this for one moment. I would want to see the deed, of course, but she said that, you know, they were married. 9 times out of 10, depending how old these people are, if the deed is done properly, it will say husband and wife, which is, you know, that the parties hold it as husband and wife. And that is another form of vesting language, which gives either spouse full rights of survivorship when the other spouse dies, okay? So if a husband and wife are married, the husband passes away, by operation of law, if it says husband and wife, the deed will revert, the title will revert to the wife, 100%. You don't have to go and do all this stuff. By operation of law, she owns that deed. I mean, she owns that title, which is evidenced by the deed. So we have to look at the language, okay? But from what I'm getting, I believe that's what she's got. We always have to look at these documents. We just can't listen, with all due respect to the people who call in and even this question and answer. We always have to see what it is that people are talking about. I don't give any legal advice over the phone, just from a conversation, right? We want to see the documents that are involved. Now, here's the thing. For the realtor, she says her realtor told her, go get a deed, go get a death certificate and go refile the deed.
Right. That's it. Yeah. The realtor says I need to file a new deed.
No, that's not going to do that. Because if the language isn't done right, now here's the thing. Again, we don't know who drafted the deed. And so if so many people try and do this stuff on their own, I hate to say this, I make a really nice living off of cleaning up after very smart people's legal vomit. Right. And if you've watched these videos, I tell you over and over and over again, you know, I'm thankful that people feel that they're so smart. But, you know, if you make a mistake, it's very costly. For very minimal amount of money, have the right person, have an attorney draft your deed. No disrespect to real estate agents, but real estate agents shouldn't be drafting deeds. It's not part of their job. And actually it's a part of being what we call unauthorized practice of law. Real estate agents can't draft deeds. Title companies can prepare a deed. There is an exception there because usually there's an attorney there who monitors it, okay? But when one lay person to another makes a deed, they usually create a problem and then I get the phone call, or attorneys like myself get those phone calls. So I feel very badly for this lady, but I believe she actually owns the property already and that somebody's making her do more work than is necessary. Because if it's not a husband and wife titling or vesting, then it's not with rights to survivorship. And if it's not with rights to survivorship, they're tenants in common. Now she has to probate her husband's estate, his portion.
Wow. Okay.
She has to go to probate and take care of that portion. So she shouldn't be taking a death certificate down to the county register of deeds with a new deed. That doesn't do anything. What she needs to be doing is opening a probate. 9 times out of 10, husband and wives who appear on deeds together hold them jointly. with rights or survivorship.
Okay.
But if you say joint tenants and you fail to put with rights of survivorship, that's a different type of vesting interest. You're vesting a different, putting somebody in a different interest, okay, giving them a different ownership interest in the property. So you have to be very careful. Joint is not the same thing as joint with right of survivorship.
Right. Okay. I hope everyone liked that legal education that
I'm
you just
sorry.
received.
I'm
Everyone,
kind of tired too. It's late, so I'm like,
no. No, it is good. I have begun studying to get my realtor's license.
Mhm.
It is full of all of that language, and I will have to read a page over and over and over again because they're all worded so similarly, but
Right.
they're all very different. And so I'm doing the course online, and they'll ask you multiple choice questions as you're taking your quizzes in between, and I'm like, A, B, C, and D all sound like the same thing, you know.
Right.
I have to constantly like look back at my notes because the language is all so similar, but it all means there's so many different paths that just to tweak the phrase and it takes you down a completely different path.
The legal impact and consequences of failing to have the right I call it the magic language, is incredible. It's actually fascinating how certain things happen. So, we're to the wise, spend $90 and get it done right. It's only $90 to have it.
Exactly. And I tell people often, typically newer real estate investors, who feel like they have to know everything, because you don't have to know everything. You just have to know people who know what you don't know, and then you hire them. So in this case, you don't have to know all of the legal language. You just have to give somebody a call, a real estate attorney like David a call, and figure that out.
It's not the how, it's the who.
Right.
A very well-known personal development coach and nationally recognized figure, I think his name is Dan Sullivan. He says, it's never about the how. You never want to know how to do everything, but you need to know the who do you go or what you have to do. So that's it.
Yep, absolutely.